Good day, dear viewers and students. Today we are going to discuss the topic named Developing Visual Aids on the subject named Teaching Integrated Language Skills. And I'm your lecturer for today. My full name is Sariyeva Zamira. So we will start our lesson for today. The topic is designing visual aids. So here you can see the aims of the lesson for today, that is to teach students the types of visual aids for English language learners, to explain the benefits of visual aids for English language learners, and to teach main points in preparing the visual aids during your English classes. Okay, so what is the visual aid? So one of the examples for the visual aids, that is a picture, diagrams, and so on. So here we can use the pictures. It doesn't matter what age you are going to teach, or young learners or adult learners. So for both of them, for all of them, visual aids will help them to analyze the information, because when we get information visually and when we listen information, it is easy for our brain to analyze it. So the pictures are one of the most obvious and the common resources for teaching English language, for, as I mentioned to you before, for all the age learners. So it helps us to analyze and to get information more details. Okay, so you can use, for example, flashcards, yes, pictures during your classes. So in order to make your lessons more interesting and more interactive. So how can we use the pictures or the flashcards during our lessons when we teach English lesson, when we teach language skills to different kind of learners? Okay, so first of all, it helps us to predict. Yes, so when the learners look at the picture, or when they see the small part of the video, so they can predict information that they will get during the lesson. Okay, and the next one is interact. So of course the visual aids help us to interact, to do the educational process more interactive. That is, for example, the game, the Pictionary. Yes, the game of the Pictionary, you can use it at the beginning of the lesson, yes, like a warm-up activity. That is when the players have to guess the specific words from the drawings of other learners. So in order to make this process even more interesting, you can divide your learners into two groups, for example, group A and group B, and then ask the group B to leave the room and show your video that you wanted to show and explain only to group number A, to group number 1, the first group. And after that, make them teach or explain the new vocabulary to other group members. Okay, the next one is create. Of course, the visual aids help us to be more creative and for our learners to be more creative. So, for example, the storytelling. Right, so for example, you can use the different kind of pictures, so make the students to retell the story based on these pictures. So in order to make it a little bit more complicated, you may mix the order of the pictures, so they should find the correct sequence of the pictures. Or even if you want to make it even more challenging, you can just give your learners one picture, provide them with one picture, and ask them to predict the end of the story by themselves. Of course, this also helps them to improve their creative thinking. Okay, the next point is talk. Yes, as I mentioned before, so the visual aids help us to improve the speaking skill. Right, especially for beginner learners, when you ask them questions, so they may get confused and a little bit frustrated. So in order to avoid it, you may provide them with a picture. So when they look at the picture, it will be very easy for them to express their opinion about a particular topic, maybe a particular situation. Understand, and of course, the better way to teach the new vocabulary is to show it. So the same thing can be used not just to teach new vocabulary, but in order to repeat the previous vocabulary also. Okay, reflect. The visual aids help us reflect also.